Dorothy had one main goal to accomplish in The Wizard of Oz. She just wanted to make it to the wizard. She knew that she could get there by following the yellow brick road, but she faced many challenges along the way. I have a goal to reach, and that is to become a teaching professional. I also know how I'm going to get there, but there will always be challenges to face head-on before I can reach my destination. Without overcoming each challenge and filling each missing piece, I will not fully reach my goal. To start off, teaching is absolutely a profession. There are many characteristics from the article by Myers that align with the teaching profession. Teachers need a license to teach. They serve a function. There are standards they have to meet, and these are just a few examples of how teaching is a profession. Not to mention the fact that not everyone could be a teacher. I do believe that some people have the mindset that teaching is not a profession. These are the people that say teachers are glorified babysitters, or people who can't do, teach. These are negative stereotypes that come along with this title. But teachers do a lot more than just sit and watch their students. Teachers also know a lot about what they teach, or they wouldn't be able to teach the material well. It is the duty of an educator to educate themselves on unfamiliar topics within the curriculum and classroom, and so teaching is very much a profession. Going on from that, students have the biggest role in a teacher's profession. They are the whole reason why teachers are needed. Students need to learn and go to school to better themselves in the ways of life. Not only do students need to learn the basic subjects like math, English, science, history, and such, but they also need to learn about social, emotional, and their own physical developments. It is the job of the teacher to meet all of the standards put forth for the students, but it is also necessary to have a strong community behind you and your students to make this challenge a positive one. Parents, community members, and family support are all factors that affect your classroom. It could have a positive effect, which helps you out a lot, or a negative effect, where there isn't support to pull you down and make reaching your goal even harder. It is also the responsibility to improve your teaching and the students' learning in any way possible. To do this, you can gather your own data from the work you are doing or from the students throughout the year. The data may come from formative or summative activities within the classroom, or they could actually be done as a study with stages to complete so that you can analyze the results. When looking over any results, it is important to use them productively and not get mad that they are not what you had expected. Analyze the data so that you can make changes for the better. Which leads directly to using this information to improve the overall conditions that you are surrounded by. Only you can improve the way you teach. Teachers not only have their own futures in their hands, but they also have the future of their students, at least for the year, in their hands as well. Reflection needs to be done often and well for the benefit of both parties. The more reflection you do, the better the lessons can become. Reflection needs to be done at the time of the action and not too late afterwards, so that the information is already forgotten. It is also important to form positive relationships from the beginning, also so that you have support from all the aspects of teaching. Relationships with the principal are important, as are relationships with other faculty and staff. If these relationships are built, information can be passed amongst each other, which could not only benefit you, but also your students. This could be anywhere from sharing tips and materials with one another to just having a conversation with them to relieve some stress before you start your day. Another aspect that comes along when discussing the formation of relationships is professionalism. These relationships need to be school appropriate. This is the same when dealing with personal aspects of your life as well. Students now have the world at their fingertips, and so teachers need to act professional and appropriate at all times. I think, would I do this in front of my students before I make any actions in public and especially on the internet? Facebook has changed the world in this new day and age. It can be a positive social network if you make it one, but it can also be a very negative one to a teacher's career if they have any inappropriate information on their page. A teacher doesn't have a typical profession where once they leave their desk at work, they are no longer an accountant. A teacher is recognized not only in their professional life, but also in their personal, and so they shouldn't challenge their position by making bad decisions. When putting all of these aspects together and putting the last piece of the yellow brick road in, I must first reflect back and think about what my overall mission of this travel will be before I can ever reach my overall goal. To make this statement, I look back and I take all of this information into a positive outlook, and now I know that my mission is to educate students in such a way that they will not only gain more than adequate life skills, but also have the confidence and the And now I know that my mission is to educate students in such a way that they will not only gain more than adequate life skills, but also have the confidence and the motivation to further their education to their highest potential. Making it to my goal challenges me to make changes on my own, to better not only me, but also my students as well. I will allow my students to have free read time in class because I don't think that enough teachers allow for this. Another thing that I will do is not teach towards a test. I believe that I will be able to meet the standards without using all of the strict guidelines given to you ahead of time. The third thing that I would change is to have help hours after school for students. Any extra help that I can give students can only be beneficial even if it is taken out of my time. Now, thinking as a teacher instead of a student, I have come to some realizations on how public your personal life it actually is. Everything you do in life reflects back to you as a teacher. In knowing this, in public, I will now be more aware of my actions. When looking ahead to my future as an educator, all of these aspects will help me reach my overall goal to become a professional teacher.